Actually, I don't know. Maybe I should get rid of the gun because it was used to murder people. Like, I don't want that to be traced back to me, right? I don't know. Let's go towards the sound. TV still flickered some indecipherable channel. Oh no, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norman, my coworker and one of the few friends I had in this town, lay dead beside his armchair. You've already touched all the other dead bodies and evidence. I'm sure it's too late now. Yeah, probably are. His face and shirt were covered in blood. It looked like he'd been shot trying to get up. His eyes were wide with shock, though they were already drying. Norman, what was Rachel doing here? Why did you have her coat? Norma, maybe you deserved better. Did you? You probably did. Did I close his eyes? Yeah. I closed his eyelids down, shuddering as I did so. I wasn't sure if I wanted to just if wanted I wasn't sure if wanted to give him peace or if I just couldn't stand to think anymore about what was going on. Yeah, I pretty much touched everything, so you're right. I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough, but there were water rings from 2 cups still there in the wood. Trash can. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through that mess, did I? Of course you did. I found a hairpin amongst the rotten food and trash and pocketed it. Alright, done in the kitchen. I'm guessing I can use the lock pin to open the locked door. Alright, here we go. I used the hairpin to pick the lock. Hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. The general store was small, but it was clean. It had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. Oh, and did her booty call then too. The register was mostly empty and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. Icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. LOL, what? Oh, well, Ara, he found Rachel's coat in Norman's bedroom, so I'm assuming there was an affair going on. That's just my guess. And I'm guessing with the affair, this guy killed them all. That's just my bet. There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. So, like, it feels like he took the gun from the case, killed them both, and then I guess killed other people in the sewer or something. I don't know. It looked to be in much better shape then. But yeah, that's just my guess at the moment. What had I seen? Norman was dead, but I had no idea why. I didn't know how he could be involved in all this, but the thought of him lying on the floor up there was sickening. Only comfort I had was the gun I still carried, but was it really a comfort or a curse? The rain was coming down hard, but at least I wasn't at least I was close to home. It wouldn't be long before I got my answers. All right. Um, there's a few gates. There's 3 gates. Oh wow. That's a lot of gates. Let's start checking them. Alright, let's check this one. It was locked. This wasn't the right gate. Oh, okay, so that's what it's gonna happen. Um, was it my house? I found my house. It was locked. What's this? The neighborhood's local post box. A letter was sticking out as if someone hadn't pushed it all the way in. I knew it wasn't right, but did I look at it? Well, of course you did. There was no return address, but the envelope was addressed to Norman. Carefully, I tore it open and looked at the letter inside. It read, "Stay away, she's mine." That was it. No signature, no other information. He wrote it. He wrote it. He wrote it because he found out about the affair, I think. Wrong gate. This one was locked. This one wasn't locked. I had entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding, and it chilled me through my clothes. Oh, hey there, the Deegan Sloth. How's it going? I'm doing alright. I'm actually spooked out right now because I'm playing a horror game and I don't do horror games. I am like really scared. I was expectant but also afraid. Like, I picked a pixel game just because I felt like I could handle it more, but I don't know. I'm still having issues handling it. I held my breath as I approached my back door. I was terrified to step inside. You and me both, dude, because the music just picked up, so something's about to happen. Good, chillin', just coding. Oh, what's this game? This game is called Home. It's a unique horror adventure. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing, ragged and stained. That's not what I hear, dude. I hear some background noise, and it's scaring me the crap out. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. Oh god, oh god. Remembered having breakfast here on this very table. Was that yesterday or sometime before? I don't know, dude, but oh my gosh. Of course the power is off. Yeah, of course it is. Door to the basement was locked. Where had I put the damned key? Hey, Lakoots, can you do me a favor on Beam? Can you do like exclamation mark GWOL? It looks like the sushi bot is hung up on the same message again. Front door was locked from the inside. I couldn't go out though. I was needed to see if Rachel was here. Alright, well, up we go. More stairs. Thanks, Lakoots. Hopefully it'll start cycling again. Our television. I had purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterward, but by then, it was too late. That sound. Oh god. Sounds like they got a hold of some old school Resident Evil sound packs. Maybe. Door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. Alright then. I am so scared right now. I don't know what to expect. The books there were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey, now that I looked more closely, it looked like the man in that house had some of the same books as I did. I wonder why. There was a suitcase on the bed. It was Rachel's. I remembered it from that trip we took out west. Did I open the suitcase? Well, duh. Oh, that snap? I wasn't sure what to make of the suitcase's contents. Inside were a few days' worth of clothes, some toiletries, and a train ticket? She was leaving you. Where was she planning to go? Away from you. She was going to leave you. That's why. Our hallway mirror had been smashed, its pieces scattered around the floor. Our sink, which needed to be replaced, one of the taps were always stuck, but I hadn't gotten around to fixing it yet. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old claw-footed bathtubs. Alright then. My laptop had been left on and only had a tiny bit of power left. On the screen, a website about the old water tower. So obviously he hasn't been gone for that long if his laptop was still alive. There was a key in the top drawer. I took it. So that, I think, is the, one of the doors in this house, maybe, but I am gonna keep going upstairs. Oh, I can't go upstairs anymore. Alright, let's go down. Figure out which door was locked. This one? I unlocked the basement door. Oh god, we're going into the basement? There were old Christmas decorations in the box. The garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was a dirty old key. Check the key and try to remember what it unlocked. There were old clothes, tools, and other things we obviously hadn't thrown out yet. I had put up this divider last summer so we could create a separate room in the basement. I hadn't finished it yet, so the door was stuck and the drywall was poorly installed. I might have been able to break through if I found something heavy enough. Okay. So now where do I go? Still locked. Alright. So we were going up the stairs, and there was another one with a locked door. There we go. The grimy key I had found in the basement unlocked the door. It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did someone break in here? I don't know, maybe. I don't want to find out. There was an old crowbar on the floor. Yes, we're gonna take it. Oh. I guess I forgot to push Y. Lifted the heavy crowbar. I appreciated its weight. So maybe I can do the basement thing, though. Alright, back to the basement. This is too creepy. I'm guessing I'm almost done with the game already since I'm at home now. Did I break through the wall with the crowbar? Yes. With a heave, I swung the crowbar at the wall. I smashed a hole large enough to step through. I stepped through the broken wall. My breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down here? Was she okay? Oh god. Don't look. I don't want to look. Don't look. Filthy looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. A stench of them was awful and made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile to see what lay within, but I knew I had to. I knew I had to. I had come this far. After all this searching, after all I seen, when I looked within the rags, did I finally find my Rachel? Wrapped within the filthy rags, pale and still, was Rachel. She was covered in fading bruises and what looked like cuts. Her chest was a horrible mess of blood and dirt, and I couldn't bear to look at it. The knife in my boot, the gun in my pocket, were they the tools of a murder? Yes. I thought about all I had seen and wondered if any of it could help me figure out who had done this. When I couldn't stay there any longer, I stepped away on shaky legs and made my way back upstairs. Reluctantly exhausted from my journey, I could no longer resist the urge to close my eyes. Alright, so now what? Now I leave the house? Couldn't leave not till I thought about what the Guess I needed more answers. Alright, back to the basement. Couldn't go back down, not till I gone over everything. Must have locked the door. Alright, so I can't leave. There'll be no more dinners here, no more chit-chat over breakfast, at least not for us. I guess I'll look over everything in the house again. My old office safe sat on the floor. Use the digital passcode lock. Let's open it. 8-digit code. Oh. I don't know what it is. Was the letter I had taken from the post box. Who had sent it out for Norman? Who sent him that letter? Guessing it was me. Must have been someone from the neighborhood, or at least somebody wanted it to look that way. Wasn't sure what to think. Did he murder Rachel? I don't think so. No way, Norman had ended up dead himself. Whoever sent that threatening letter must have got to him. But who the hell was that? Good question. I still had no idea what was on that tape I found in the garbage. If only I found a way to watch it. Well, can't I watch it now? Old VCR is long since broken down. Okay. From now on, I'd have no one to get angry with me for stupid things like buying this TV. Really? That's what you go with? I want to see what's on the frickin' tape. This was the old photo of that man and his wife, I assumed. I found it in that house. I recalled those faded remains I had found deep underneath his house. What had been done there? Well, what did I think? Was that man involved in this whole mess somehow? I'm gonna say yes. Definitely. Those tunnels, the old tools in his house, and the remains of his wife. He wasn't innocent, that's for sure. Within the few broken pieces that remained of that mirror, I could see my face had grown pale and weak. I couldn't bear to look again. It was like I didn't actually expect a reflection. I felt empty and drained. Oh my god. It was the keycard I found at the bottom of that factory locker. I never did bother to use it. Oops. Someone had been going through those lockers and poking around the plant. Still, it didn't quite add up. Was I the one who had been going back to the factory? I'm gonna say yes. I guess it could have been me, but what would I have been doing there? I don't know. Laptop had finally run out of power. Yeah, it looks like I missed quite a few things. And that's okay. A reflection in that grimy glass was the only shadow, a whisper. I still loved the old-time charm of that claw-footed tub, though it seemed like cold comfort then. Maybe I would use some of Rachel's travel books and find some place to go. Yeah, I would get the hell out of here. That's for sure. I wouldn't stay here anymore. Alright, so I looked at everything again. So now should I try to go down to the basement? It's... It seemed like I had seen all there was. Maybe I thought I was ready to go back into the basement. Alright then. To the basement. Maybe there wouldn't be anything for me to find, but I had to take one last look. was guilty, I could take this to a warm, safe place and do something about it. Did I pick up the knife? Yep. Took the knife and kept it firmly in my hand. If I wanted to end it, I could do it. I could do it with that gun. Did I pick it up again? Of course. It was like carrying an anvil, but it wouldn't let me go. Not again. Now that I stood there, I realized I couldn't go back into that room again. I'd already seen too much, so I can't go. Alright, so now what? For this save? Alright, I'll go try it. If I can find it again. This one. One. Yes. So 4R3UHER3. Oops, 3. 4, 3. Code worked. Pulled open the small safe and peered inside. There was a photo in there of Rachel and I when we first moved to the town. In it, we were smiling outside the front of the house, which looked like a real mess. We looked happy, though. Odd, I can't remember who took that photo. Inside the safe was also an envelope. Guessing who took the photo is the one who killed everybody. I don't know. Front of your bed, do not open till I tell you. I guess this was a good time as any to see what's inside. Yes, we're gonna see what's inside. I tore open the envelope and removed the yellow lined paper inside. On it was a letter written in a hand that looked familiar. The letter read, I know this whole event has probably been pretty difficult. You can't imagine how hard it's been for me, too. Well, maybe you can. That wasn't meant to be an excuse, but... Well, I hope you can better understand why I've done what I've done. Moving to this town seemed like such a dream and a quiet place to get established, to live out our lives and be together. But you know as well as I that things quickly changed. Your drinking was one thing, but as you grew more distant, as you retreated into that world of yours, well, it was clear you didn't need me as much. In fact, maybe you never needed me at all. But it took all this to make you realize. In the end, though, you may never forgive me for this. You may never forgive yourself, but this is probably for the best. You'll be healthier for this. I'm just sorry it had to happen this way, Rachel. Alright then. Actually, I'm going to look in there again. Dot dot dot. Alright. That was it. With Rachel gone, I couldn't stand to be in that house a moment longer, but I had the gun again and that knife. This wasn't the only way to end this, but I knew. But did I leave and say goodbye to that nightmare forever? Yes. Let's go. Living in this town hadn't been easy. The plant had helped in some way to stay grounded. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. I had MRIs and piles of doctors' reports, but nothing seemed to help, not even drinking. But I swear I had tried to give it up. I know it. The sleepwalking never really went away, though. I'm not used to the beam sound thingy. I thought something was wrong, like warning sound, because it's not the whoosh anymore. Yeah, shy. I changed my default sound. But I know Rachel had tried. I know she had tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. This night had unearthed terrible truths, but I knew it was a final act of a long-standing horror I'd be living. Waking up in that house tonight was the final cruelty. I wish I had remained unconscious in that room forever. It was obvious to me that the man I had found in that house had something to do with all this. Could he have killed Rachel? It started to seem that there were too many things I had seen to think otherwise. Now that I thought of it, those sewers were a terrible mystery. What had happened there? I was lucky in my way to even find my way out of there. But I never did find out what was on that tape that I now kept. What might it have shown me? The tangled mess of that horrible forest was an experience I'd never want to repeat. My sleepwalking had obviously been a problem lately, but it was still difficult to admit that I was the one who had been going back to the factory. The episodes had gotten worse, but oh no, I hoped I wasn't the one responsible for that guard. Mine's high now, the wish was annoying. Oh, okay. After the factory, I thought I might find some solace if I could just get into Norman's store, but all I had found were more horrors and more questions. Now that I really consider it, that's when I should have seen it coming. Damn, Norman, how did you get mixed up in all this? I know you weren't a perfect man, none of us are, but you didn't deserve this. Maybe whoever had done you in was responsible for the other murders that happened in that town. At the very least, I was convinced you and Rachel were killed by the same person. I sincerely hoped you would find some peace, my friend. I knew I never would. When I had marched through the rain towards home, I desperately clung to the hope that this would end. And I guess in a way it did, but how could I have known how hopeless it all was? I had started to feel as disoriented as when I sleepwalked. To think of it now, I guess I should have known from the terrible silence that greeted me when I first stepped into our house and stood there in the kitchen. There was no sound of television, radio, even the air was still. But seeing, or, but seeing Rachel there, lying ruined and discarded in the basement, that was a horror I could never have imagined. I don't know if I'd ever find the answers I craved, but I knew that somehow that other man I had found was responsible for this. If not directly, he must have had a hand in Rachel's death. So what was I doing in that damned house of his? Had I found out? Had I killed him? My damned condition made it difficult to know. Memories and time frames were always a miss, and I could never be sure. Knowing that man was dead, though, was cold comfort. My wife was gone, and no matter what happened to me now, I was lost forever. I swung open the door and stepped out into the air. I caught the scent of wet grass and fog. Rachel, my beautiful wife, just the thought of her again, cold and inert, shook me from head to toe. What would I do now? Who could I turn to? It would only be a matter of time before the police got involved, before the neighbors knew. The front lawn was soft and giving beneath my feet. I couldn't shake the urge that I shouldn't stand there, but rather that I should run.